When you reach your 70s, you've likely built a lifetime of memories, a family history, a financial foundation, and a circle of people who depend on you. But what happens when love enters your life again after decades of partnership? The idea of remarrying after 70 can be a beautiful dream companionship romance, someone to share your golden years with. Yet, in America today, that dream has hidden costs. Studies show that over 60% of later life remarriages result in painful consequences that ripple through families' finances and health. If you don't know how to prepare, you risk losing everything you worked for across 7 decades. Let's break down 5 very real dangers of late-life remarriage. Each one is drawn from true stories, and each one reveals how quickly joy can turn into heartbreak if you don't protect yourself. Along the way, I'll also share strategies that can save you and stories of people who navigated these challenges wisely. The first danger is family estrangement. Imagine raising 3 children, helping them through college, celebrating weddings, welcoming grandchildren. And then, after your spouse passes away, you find love again. That was the story of Margaret, a 72-year-old woman from Ohio. She fell in love with Richard, a retired contractor she met through her church. When she announced her engagement, her children were stunned. Within months, phone calls dwindled, invitations to family events stopped, and Margaret's relationship with her grandchildren grew distant. Why? For her children, the remarriage triggered old grief fears of losing inheritance and a sense that their father's memory was being erased. It wasn't that they didn't want their mother to be happy. It was that they couldn't process the sudden change. This happens across America, from New York suburbs to small Midwestern towns. Adult children often feel blindsided and betrayed, and they may weaponize family bonds, cutting off grandparents from grandchildren. The emotional toll is devastating, especially when those connections are the heart of your daily joy. The second danger is financial exploitation. Seniors in America control trillions of dollars in assets, making them prime targets for predatory partners. Consider James, a 75-year-old veteran in Texas. He met a charming woman online, someone who seemed financially secure. Within months, she suggested combining bank accounts for convenience. Soon, James discovered that she carried significant credit card debt, and by law, he became liable after they married. In another case, a woman in California remarried only to find her husband had manipulated her into selling her lifelong home so he could start fresh. The sale left her financially vulnerable, with proceeds funneled into accounts she no longer controlled. These predators don't arrive with obvious red flags. They present themselves as loving partners. But beneath the surface, they're planning how to siphon assets you built over decades of sacrifice. Unlike quick scams on the phone, this is emotional fraud, slow, methodical, and far more dangerous. The third danger is losing your home and legacy. Your house is more than 4 walls. It holds decades of birthdays, traditions, and family stories. For many Americans over 70, the home represents security and identity. When remarriage enters the picture, disputes about living arrangements often follow. Should you move into your spouse's condo? Sell your house and start over? Redecorate to erase old memories? These discussions might sound harmless at first, but they can spiral into loss of cherished possessions. Take Eleanor from Florida, who remarried at 71. Her new husband insisted they sell her longtime family home to downsize. In the process, priceless heirlooms, her grandmother's quilt, her late husband's military medals were packed away, sold, or discarded. Her children saw their family history vanish overnight. Beyond the financial blow, Eleanor suffered from depression and a sense of displacement, all while living in a house that never felt like her own. Across the country, similar stories unfold. Seniors moved into retirement communities or smaller apartments, only to realize too late that their treasures, both material and emotional, were lost forever. The fourth danger comes during medical crises. In America, hospitals recognize spouses as the primary decision-makers by default. That means if you remarry, your new partner has legal authority over life and death decisions, even if they've known you only a short time. This creates chaos when adult children who understand your medical history and values find themselves powerless. One example is Robert, a 78-year-old man in Chicago who suffered a stroke. His second wife wanted every aggressive medical intervention possible, while his children, who had heard him say countless times that he wanted comfort care, were sidelined. The conflict ended in court delaying treatment and creating lifelong rifts. These battles are not rare. Without updated legal documents and clear directives, remarriage can strip children of authority they've held for decades, giving it to a spouse unfamiliar with your health preferences. And in emergencies, that gap in knowledge can mean painful, unnecessary treatments or care that violates your deepest wishes. Finally, the fifth danger is social isolation. Later in life, friendships, community ties, and spiritual circles are lifelines. But remarriage can disrupt these fragile networks. Picture Helen, a 70-year-old widow in Arizona, who joined a community choir every week. After she remarried, many of her friends quietly stopped inviting her. They whispered that she had moved on too quickly or that it was disrespectful to her late husband's memory. Soon, Helen found herself isolated, her once vibrant calendar empty. In small towns and close-knit communities, gossip can destroy reputations, and older adults often lack the energy to rebuild new social networks. Worse, when seniors withdraw from community life, their physical health and cognitive function decline rapidly. Isolation doesn't just hurt feelings, it shortens lives. These stories may sound grim, but here's the empowering truth. Every single one of these nightmares is preventable. With preparation, honesty, and firm boundaries, you can pursue love without losing everything you've built. That means having transparent conversations with your children before announcing an engagement. It means creating legal safeguards like prenuptial agreements and updated wills that protect your assets. It means keeping separate bank accounts, preserving your home, and documenting ownership of heirlooms. It means clarifying healthcare directives with both family and medical providers, ensuring no confusion in moments of crisis. And it means maintaining friendships, community involvement, and independence so remarriage adds to your life rather than replacing it. In America, late-life love is real, and it can be deeply fulfilling. But love doesn't cancel reality. If you approach remarriage with wisdom, patience, and protection strategies, you can enjoy companionship without the risk of losing family fortune or identity. The key is preparation. Take at least 2 years before saying "I do," and use that time not only to build a relationship, but also to secure the foundations of your life. So if you or someone you know is considering remarriage after 70, remember this: love is precious, but your legacy is irreplaceable. Protect both, and you can step into this new chapter with confidence.